All right, so here we are on Windows 2000, and in this video, we're going to be trying to get Steam to run on Windows 2000. Now, I've just installed it, which means it doesn't have any applications at the moment, but we can, browse the internet and go somewhere like google.com, and it will just work fine. So the first thing that I think we'll need is a copy of Steam. I'm going to try and grab it through Internet Explorer, but I have a feeling it's going to not work. Let's see. Install Steam. Okay. Page cannot be displayed. So we're going to need a different browser to start. I'm going to go ahead and grab one of those. Opera 1202, one of the newest browsers you can get for Windows 2000. And this should hopefully install just fine. Yeah, that's all good. And there we go. We got Opera installed on Windows 2000. So now we can go to google.com and spell it wrong, but it fixed itself anyway. If we go to Steam and then install Steam, and it's gonna complain about SSL. There's so much crap it's trying to load. OpenX.com, I didn't go there. Steam download exe. Do not do this, by the way. This is a surefire way to get files you don't want on your computer. Fatal error. Okay. All right. I think this browser isn't gonna work. Let me just download Steam on Windows 11. And here we go. Here's Steam setup. Oh, it runs. Okay. You can choose between English, squares, the 3 squares or 4 squares, depending on what you prefer. So let's install that. And let's run it. Is it running? What's Steam even under? Well, this is everything and none of these are Steam. So let's try that again. It's not valid. Okay. All right. Well, that might prevent us from running Steam. Okay. Well, I've just found this website that I've translated to English with Google Translate, and I'm going to download this simplified Chinese link. Basically, it's a different kernel or something that helps run older apps. We'll see how we go. It couldn't hurt to try, right? Lots of comments saying different things. It's a WLU file, which Windows 2000 doesn't know how to open. What we might be able to do here is install a little tool called Kernel X. So apparently I can get past this by installing Service Pack 4 for Windows 2000. It looks like it's an unofficial service pack, but I'll go ahead and grab that and we'll see what we get. First, I'm going to install Visual C++ 2008 because someone said that helps for other things. That's done. All right, here's Service Pack 4. So we're going to go ahead and install this as well. Welcome to the Windows 2000 Service Pack 4 setup wizard. If you want to remove Service Pack 4 later, no, I don't. This has successfully completed. It wants to restart. Sure. Is it going to restart? Oh, there it goes. There we go. We're back again. And neat thing with Windows 2000 is it always opened up everything you had open when you shut down. Anyway, we're on Service Pack 4 now. I can get rid of this file. Maybe Kernel X will install or maybe not. All right, I'm downloading Chrome through Opera. And now I need 7-zip for extracting the zip. All right, here's 7-zip. Install that. We have that. We have to probably reveal this in Explorer. And then we can do 7-zip extract. Open this, Advanced Chrome. Here's Chrome. It doesn't want to open. Nothing is working as planned. There's an unofficial website here, win2k.org, and this seems to be hosting the Windows Update files still. Yes. Okay, it wants the compact disc for Windows 2000, so let me go grab that. All right, here we go. It's progressing now. Language pack installed for Internet Explorer. Let's see if it just works. Oh, yes. I'm going to start with this top one. Nothing. Maybe this one. Also nothing. This is going to take 20 minutes to download. All right, download complete. Open this up. Let's see what it does. Okay, so it's WLU file again. I've downloaded this other thing, which is a cab file, which might allow me to open WLU files. In theory, I can open this with this. A previous installation is pending work. Restart your computer. Okay, let's restart again. Here we go. Built on NT technology. It's Windows 2000. Copyright 1985 to 1999. Let's try it again. So now that we've rebooted, we can go ahead and grab the Internet Explorer update, drag it into here, which will execute it with the WL update script, and we'll see what happens. So far, nothing has happened. It's loading, it seems. Maybe it's installing something. We don't know. The machine did just boot up, so it's also loading in the tray icons and all the system components, so it might take a little minute. Welcome to Setup Internet Explorer and Internet Tools. We're going to accept this. No, Next. I'm going to go next again. It does look like it is working, so we're going to leave that. I think it's just locked up at 97%. Okay, so we've now finished with the Internet Explorer update pack thing, which was this one. Now we're going to go ahead and install this Windows 2000 patch using WL Update again. Yeah, so this patch is very confused. I'm going to leave it alone and just sit here and try some other things. Okay, so I've managed to get this specific extended core KB update to load up. So we're going to go through this and see if we get anywhere with it. Hopefully it works, and it has worked. All right, let's restart. It looks like it's updated successfully. Let's try Steam again, and nope, no luck there. Let's try Kernel X. Nah, it requires Windows 98 or Windows Millennium. Okay, next option. Okay, so even after I've installed this kernel, it hasn't actually updated the NTDLL version, so it's not installed properly somehow. I've gotten another executable here, which seems to be another method of installing the extended kernel. We're going to try this. Okay, so the machine has completely locked up again. Time to reboot. Oh, wow. I'm seeing powered by extended kernel now. Even though that file didn't 100% finish installing, it seems to have applied a little bit. Hopefully it still boots, please. All right, we've rebooted. And if I now try and run like Kernel X, it still doesn't work. So I suspect that this has to be fully installed. So I'm going to try it again. Hopefully it goes a bit further this time. Okay, reboot is required. So I'm just going to do that myself. Okay, so through experimentation, I've managed to brick the Windows 2000 install that I had. So I've gone ahead and reinstalled it again. And here we are. This is a well-known screen in the pre-Windows XP era, I want to say. All right, so I've just reinstalled Windows for a third time, and now I'm using another extended kernel installation file. This one seems to be actually working because I haven't gotten this far yet on any of the other installers. So these options are going to be left as they are. It should already be set as we need, and hopefully we can just execute this. And then after that, we should then have support for WinXP applications. All right, next. Agree, next. Okay, so that's just finished installing. Now let's restart. Okay, so we've restarted. It's just loading into the desktop at the moment. Interestingly though, the build number down here, where it normally says build, it's changed to squares. All right, we're on the desktop again right now, and let's just see if Kernel X will now open up. Hopefully yes. No. It requires Win98 or Windows Millennium. All right, well, let's install Steam again. So now we have a different error message. The procedure entry point init once complete could not be located in the DLL. All right, my first thoughts now that we're running a updated kernel, is to try an older version of Steam. So let's have a look. All right, so we've got the Firefox set up right here, and I've deleted the Kernel X installer because I was misreading some of the posts about the extended kernel for Windows 2000. Apparently Kernel X is not actually needed to be installed separately. It's replaced by the extended kernel itself. You don't actually need anything else for it. So let's install Firefox now, and hopefully it'll just work. Okay, this version does not work. This wonderful YouTuber right here has the same issue I have, and he's got a fix for it. So I'm just going to go ahead and try that now. So we dismiss this message and we open up this program here, and then we're going to go into the Firefox setup folder, which I've extracted from the MSI. Drag this in here, and then OS version is going to be Windows XP Service Pack 3. And then we're going to click Run Compat, and we have the Firefox installer, the real one. So we're going to go next, custom, that's fine. I don't care about that, that's fine. Yes, there we go. And it's going to try and launch it on its own right here. We'll see if that works. It's asking to import settings and data. I'm going to say no. Let me minimize all this so we can get a better view. There we go. Firefox is running. It's a bit slow, but it's running. All right, so we can go ahead and go straight to google.com, and it's going to load right up for us. Now what we want is the latest version of Steam supported by Windows XP. And I know we're not on Windows XP, but this is the best chance we've got because of the compatibility layer we have to get this working. Now, officially these aren't supported since 2019, but I reckon it might still work. This is actually looking pretty interesting. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so this uses One Core API, which we had working in the Windows XP video I made, but that's not going to work here on Windows 2000. So let's keep looking. what I might look at next is old versions of Steam, see if we can find that. We got this lovely website here, up to down. I think I remember getting some bad stuff from here in the past, but we'll see how we go. All right, so it looks like there's releases here going back to 2010, which is probably a bit too old for what we're trying to do here. We still want to be able to log in and everything. So maybe 2020 is a good start. Let me have a look. Hopefully this is not an advertisement. Steam 2020. This is the real version of Steam signed by Valve. So we'll try installing this. English, yes. And we're going to go ahead and run this. And we'll minimize this while we're here. Still nothing. Let's try executing it directly. So if we have a look, when we launch it, it doesn't actually produce any error messages, but nothing actually opens. Let's try an older version then. Maybe 2014. I don't even know if that'll work, but we can try that. But this time I'm going to uninstall the existing version of Steam first. Here we go, uninstalling. And here we go. This is Steam 2014. Welcome to the Steam setup. Accept, English, install. Oh, here we go. We're updating Steam. Okay, this might be an issue because if it actually updates Steam successfully, it probably won't open anymore. So I'm going to hold on to this installer because we might have to figure out a way to skip this update. But either way, this is a surprising bit of progress here. Update complete, it just said. So it's relaunching now, but I don't think it's going to do anything because there's no Steam processes running anymore. And if I try and run it, yeah, we're getting the original error message again. So let's uninstall this version and reinstall that one. So now that Steam is uninstalled again, we're going to hop over to Windows 11 of all things, because we're going to be doing something special here. We're going to open up the modern version of Steam. So let's download that, install Steam, download that, install it. Next, 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 done. And it's much quicker on Windows 11, I will say, compared to Windows 2000. So this is updating. We're going to log in here. Okay, so we've got Steam logged in here, and this library, I don't believe I actually have that many games. And yeah, that's correct. I'm going to have to add something in here. Okay, I've done some research, and Peggle Extreme came out in 2007. It's on Steam, but has the minimum requirements as actually being Windows 2000. So as long as we can get into Steam, in theory, this game should work. So I've gone ahead and installed it on Windows 11 here. So it's ready to go. Now I just need to transfer the files for Steam over to Windows 2000 now. All right, so we've got Steam's files over here from the Win11 install. And I'm just going to drag them all into the program files folder here on Windows 2000. And hopefully that's pretty quick. There we go. That's done. So the next step is to reinstall Steam, the old version. All right, it looks like it's removing a lot of stuff, but hopefully it ends up keeping all the important good bits. Cool. Now I'm not going to run Steam because what we need to do now is launch it in offline mode. So we're going to go here to the executable shortcut. I'm just going to add dash offline right here and then click OK. Now when we launch it, it should work. Damn it. Okay, we've got a 2015 version of Steam here. Let's try that. Damn it. Okay, so I'm copying in some files from a 2013 version of Steam, which may work a little bit better. All right, the files are finished transferring and it's made a mess of the folder. This is something that only Windows 2000 and I think maybe 98, 95 might have done. It just kind of, it lays files out in a very unorganized way. I mean, in some ways it's organized, but it's not in a grid pattern. It's not in a way that makes sense. So we're going to use the same shortcut here and launch it up. Hopefully it does more than the other versions. Nothing as of yet. Steam error reporter starting up, and Steam's closed. Steam error reporter closed as well. I'm going to try just copying over the public and user data folders here, replacing what's there already. And now let's try launching it again. Okay, I'm going to try deleting the user data folder instead. See if this helps at all. At least then we'll know if it's the user data folder or not. That's the issue. Okay, that's not it because it's still crashing. All right, now I'm going to try a Steam client from 2003. So we're going to drag all this right into the directory and replace anything that's there. I'm also going to put the user data folder back. There we go. Now let's try launching Steam once again. Okay, we got an error. Could not connect to Steam network. And then we have a crash. It looks like it's trying to update. It really is. All right, now we're trying a package from May 28th, 2017. Watch this. In Windows 2000, progress bars can move backwards. Look. See? Okay, here we go. Let's launch it one more time. It needs to update. Why? Okay, let's plug in the internet and we will see if it does anything if I put it online. Here we go. I'm going to let it do that. All right, let's try it again. No, okay, so it's gone back to the latest version, which doesn't help us. Okay, new plan. Steam CMD is another pathway we could follow. Now, if we run this, it's essentially Steam in a command prompt. This might actually work. Let's see what it does. Okay, it just closed and it has dumped a bunch of stuff on my desktop. And launching it again, damn it. What about this tool? If we throw in Steam CMD here and then we change the OS version to something higher, perhaps Windows XP, and run it in compatibility mode, no. Windows 7, no. Windows 8. I wonder if any of these will work. Kernel XP. Nope. Let's just check everything. Now, as I understand it, this tool doesn't magically make APIs work. It just tries to trick executables into thinking things are there that aren't, and sometimes that helps. It doesn't look like in this case it's going to help. Okay, new plan. There is an unofficial Steam client called Vapor. I'm going to try and see if this installs. Okay. Win 7 and above is required. All right, let's see if we can bypass that with our little tool here. We're going to pretend it's Windows 7. All right, and we're going to run compat. Oh, okay. Install only for me, that's fine. Install. There we go. And let's run it. Acquire SRW lock exclusive could not be located in the DLL kernel 32. There's a release here from 2018 we could try. 64 bits required. The hell? But the other one didn't need it. I guess they added 32-bit support later on. Okay, let's try Vapor 2.0.0. Only for me, we're going to replace the existing install and it executed the uninstaller as a different. Okay. Yeah, I know. Vapor cannot be closed. Please close it manually and click retry. Oh, okay. No. Please try running the installer again. 2. All right, installed. Run Vapor. Nope. Okay, I think that's about all I can try at this point. So yeah, Windows 2000 does not run Steam, unfortunately. It did at one point in time, like it was officially supported back in like 2005, 2006, I think. But yeah, I can't seem to get it to work anymore. So unfortunately, I'm going to end the video here. Please leave some comments, guys, if you have any other ideas, things you want me to try. Please leave a like and subscribe if you really enjoyed it. There'll be more videos like this coming soon. You can check me out on Twitch. Not that I stream very often, but you can also join the Discord in the description where I'm a bit more active. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.